Simpson.
Good evening, and thank you for having me here tonight. You'll have to excuse me. I have a little bit of a sore throat, so I am going to use the microphone. I don't normally like to do that. I'm Susan Simpson, and I am chairman of the Stafford County Board of Supervisors, and we are located just south of Prince William County. We like to say in Stafford that we're not Northern Virginia. We are the Fredericksburg region, and when I think about Stafford County, it represents really a picture of Virginia. We have a mixture of the suburban, but also the rural character of Virginia. And so we are facing the same challenges within our county that I think that our state is facing as well. I've been married to my husband Dan for 20 years this September. Dan is a retired Marine. He went into the Marine Corps. He enlisted when he was 17, and he had the opportunity to go to the Naval Academy, and we met our senior year, my senior year at Mary Washington. We married and we moved around the country the first 15 years of our marriage while Dan served in the Marine Corps. And that certainly was a testing and a shaping of me, being a military spouse. And I think that that's another thing that I'm bringing to the table here in this race, but also the lens through which I govern. Just thinking back on those experiences, moving to the different places that we lived, what was it that we looked for as a family when we were moving to a community? What was the quality of life there? What were the roads and transportation? What was it like? What were the schools like? How much were the taxes? So through that lens is how I view government. But Republicans, we have a problem. And how we deal with this problem as a group is going to have lasting impacts on us as a party, but I believe on our freedom here in this country. Because unfortunately, we have a Republican governor in Governor McDonald, a Republican Speaker of the House in Speaker Bill Howell, and a Republican Senate with Senator Norman. Republicans control all three houses of government in Virginia. And what was our answer, finally, to transportation? The largest tax increase in Virginia's history. Not only did Republicans increase taxes, but we put on the table the expansion of entitlements through Medicaid, which just a few months ago, I don't know, I thought that that's what we were campaigning against President Obama in doing. My thought is that if we as Republicans don't stand up and draw a line in the sand that says, no, we are going to protect these freedoms, then what freedom is next? Just a little bit of gun control? Well, you know, just so we can win the next election. It may sound maybe a little, maybe I'm tweaking it a little, but my thought is that we are imperiling our freedoms. And I believe that a limited government keeps the power where it should be, and that's in your hands to make decisions for yourself and for your family. And all Republicans right now running for office, they talk about a limited government, but I've done it. You see, in Stafford County, when the Republicans took the majority on the board, the first thing we did was we cut our pay by 25%. We eliminated an onerous business tax called B-Poll. We're the largest county in Virginia to not charge that tax. In the middle of a recession, for 3 years in a row, Stafford County, the Republican majority, we have cut overall real estate taxes. We took our general admin staff, we didn't just eliminate vacancies or proposals of positions. We actually cut our general admin staff and personnel down to 2004 levels. We now employ more public safety employees than we do general government employees. That's because government has a role. You see, the role of government, and it exists to secure and defend our right to life, to liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And I believe that a limited government, keeping the power in your hands, protects your freedom. And why does that matter? What is it about freedom that matters? Well, I believe true liberty and freedom allows us to be everything and the best that we can be. And so that's why what I say. You see, when I ran for office, I had been the chairman of the Republican Party, and we had a Democrat majority on our Board of Supervisors. They had assaulted private property rights, they had raised taxes on us, and our budget was out of control. I worked hard over the years that I was the Republican chairman to build an infrastructure to elect Republicans into office. Today, we have 6 Republicans on the Board of Supervisors and 1 independent, working and building on those numbers for a reason. You see, I don't want to just see Republicans get elected to office and then have them raise taxes and have them grow the size of government. I want to see them increase liberty and decrease the size of government. And so I got to tweak my friend Corey, because he is my friend, because he talked about the average tax to the north and to the west, but he didn't talk about the south. Because you see, in Prince William, the average tax rate is $3,500 plus or minus, and in Stafford County, it's $2,600, almost $1,000 less. And guess what else? On the Board of Supervisors, I don't have my own staff, I don't have my own office, and we've done that on purpose. We do not want to see our government grow. Because how many government officials do you know that are willing to vote themselves less power? Because the bigger the budget, the bigger the bureaucracy, the more personnel, the more power and control that government official has. But a limited government keeps that power where it should be, and that's with you. It may sound like there's no hope, and I'm talking about the Republicans right now, and I do think that our leaders in the Republican Party have failed us in the leadership on this. On the transportation plan alone, we could have been using surplus money over the last 3 years, was over $1 billion. None of that went to roads. If transportation is the priority, then your budget should reflect those priorities. But how many of you saw Senator Rand Paul on the floor just a few days ago? He was asking a simple question. Mr. President, do you have the authority to send unmanned drones to assassinate American citizens on American soil? Should have been an easy answer. But what was so inspiring about Rand Paul, and if you talk to your friends, all he did was speak up and speak out on the floor of the Senate. Do you know how many people I heard say, it's about time someone had the courage to speak up and to speak out? He got an answer to his question. And he got us thinking about freedom, because you see, what we need to do as Republicans is start relating and engaging the culture where they are, not where we say they should be. Engaging them. Why does it matter if taxes are lower? Well, I'll tell you, as I travel around this state, people are hurting. I met with a family in Southwest Virginia a couple of weeks ago. The husband was an insurance adjuster, the wife is a teacher. They lived in a rural area. To do his job, he travels the state. As gas prices go up, the pie gets smaller. As the payroll tax hit, the pie got smaller. As the Board of Supervisors raised property taxes, the pie got smaller. Food prices, you know, have gone up. Well, I know, because I grocery shop. Not only do I govern, but I buy the milk and the bread for my family. I have a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old. I relate to what families are experiencing today, and I can tell you food prices have gone up. Gas prices have gone up. Energy has gone up. What is left for American families?
Not much.
What is left for Virginia families? So our answer as Republicans in Virginia is to raise taxes and expand Medicaid by 400,000 people on the rolls, which you know we cannot sustain this. There is hope. You have to elect people who have the courage to speak out. And I'm doing that. Because you see, I'm not constrained or worried about that next election. I don't fear a loss. But what I am fighting for, as a mother of 2 children, is a fear for the loss of their freedom, and that if someone does not start drawing the line in the sand saying, no, this is as far as you're going to go, I'm charging up that hill. I hope I turn around and I see you all there behind me, because there is a hope and there is an answer. Stafford's story, we jumped to #1 in job growth the year after we eliminated people. We've had millions of dollars in economic surplus and revenue to allow us to continue to lower taxes on our family. Our county is thriving. I want that for all of Virginia. I want us to fight for a limited government so that power stays where the founding fathers envisioned it to be. And that's in your hands to make decisions for yourself and for your families. So I would be honored to have your vote for Lieutenant Governor, and thank you for having me here tonight.